morning. It's Tuesday, March 21st. And when I was a kid, March 21st was the first day of spring. But now I found out that yesterday was the first day of spring. It seems appropriate that on the first day of spring a bunch of stuff happened. One of the major items was a meeting between Xi of China, Xi Jinping, and Vladimir Putin of Russia. And Xi was traveled to Russia to see Putin. Now, Putin has just been declared a criminal by the International Criminal Court. But didn't seem to matter to Xi because he has his own business and his own agenda, and he's attempting to make China the number one country in the world. And when I look at this thing, I see that he's in direct competition with the United States for that particular goal. And they think China still has a ways to go, but I think that Xi is doing a very creditable job at raising China's influence around the world. They did several brilliant things that I've talked about in the past, where they took over industries and technology from us and other countries by putting their billion people to work. So that was a very, very smart thing that they did. And the rest of the world stood by and let them do it. So in the last 40 years or so, China has made huge inroads into the world status, right? So in any event, Xi is going to meet with Putin, and he's also going to meet with Zelensky. Now, I don't know if that means he's going to try and broker a deal, because I don't know what the deal could be, and I know that Zelensky's not willing to give anything up in this deal, if there is a deal. And I don't know what Putin's leverage will be, although Putin can get a lot of things out of Xi because they supply China with a hell of a lot of oil and gas. And China needs as much oil and gas as they can possibly get. And another interesting thing about Putin and the oil and gas business is, besides being the primary funding of Russia, there are other major countries in the world that depend on Russia for their oil and gas. India, the world's largest democracy, is one of Russia's big customers. And Turkey is a big customer of Russia, also in the oil and gas business. So this is not just a deal with China, right? Russia still has many customers, even though about 40% of their customers were in Europe and they shut them down. So while that sounded like a big deal in my mind when that happened, because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, it really isn't such a big deal when you look at it with the fact that Turkey and India and China are still standing with Russia and their oil business. So I think there are many things that Xi could talk to Putin about, and I don't know exactly what he'll be telling him, because that's sort of an undercover thing, So Putin has to listen to Xi in some respect. I don't know what Xi's going to tell him, but Putin has to listen to Xi. So that's one thing that's going on the second day of spring. The other thing of interest is Donald Trump posted on Truth Social that he expected to be arrested today. And in his post, he asked his loyal followers to protest on his behalf. Now, why would anybody want to protest on his behalf? He clearly is guilty of the incitement of the insurrection on January 6th. Why would anybody want to protest on behalf of Donald Trump? But there are many citizens in this country who still believe he should be president, who still believe the big lie. So he goes out and he announces that he's going to be arrested, and he wants people to protest. And the Department of Justice, and the New York City Police, and many other police organizations around the country have been alerted to stay ready, because they expect that a large number of Donald Trump's loyal followers will listen to him and protest. And what is that protest going to say? Trump is innocent? They can't possibly say that. Trump is not innocent. Cohn, his fixer, has admitted that Trump did the deeds that he's being indicted for. And those deeds may not be that big a deal. But when you look at the whole picture, it is a criminal act. It's not a major criminal act in the sense that, there's 20 or 30 years of jail time staring Trump in the face. I don't think it's that serious a crime. But the linkage between paying off Stormy Daniels and doing some other finagling in his business world has made him out of the category of just a plain old-fashioned misdemeanor to a serious crime. And so that we have that going on. And in addition to that, we have a couple of more things going on in the banking world, where USB rescued Credit Suisse or something. So there's a lot of turmoil that was going on today on the second day of spring. No longer the first day of spring, the second day. So we'll have to keep an eye on these items because these are not everyday issues. These are things that can upset the balance in the world and in our country. And I hope that there are no stupid people that are going to get violent over Donald Trump being arrested. And who even knows if he's going to be arrested today? He's proclaiming that. And he's not the greatest teller of the truth anyhow. So maybe he won't be arrested today. Maybe he'll be arrested tomorrow. But let's hope there are no protests on his behalf. And think about this. He was great friends with Xi and with Putin. So why wasn't he invited to this little get-together? Are they going to let him go off to jail without a final handshake and a goodbye? I guess Donald doesn't hold the same interest for Xi and Putin as he once did. So I leave you with those crazy thoughts this morning. Have a great day. Bye.